Hey, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here, hopefully one of your favorite YouTubers, and today what I'm going to show you guys is an absolutely insane light bowgun build that was made by my brother Truffles, and it has changed the way I hunt completely because this thing is insane, not just on the damage front, but also it's got a serious fun factor. I only have an average level of skill when playing this game, but if you are a pro player, you are probably going to be able to do more insane things with this because of the fact that you'll be able to get all the perfect dodges and all things like that. I don't have words to describe it. Just see it in action. If you guys missed the stream, you can see it in action, all right, later on in the video. What I'm going to do first and foremost is head into my tent so I can show you everything. Okay, now I'm just going to open up this equipment page, but what I'm actually going to show you is screenshots so that you can just take screenshots of everything at once. Okay, here we go. First, here is the equipment that you are going to need. These are the gems in the build, and last but not least, because this build does not contain any RTN pieces, okay, it's just literally plug, play, and go. You can have a ton of fun with this. All you will need though is a specialized talisman. All right, that specialized talisman, I know it's really weird watching my half face, right? But anyway, that specialized talisman's right here. You're gonna need a golden age charm with spread and power shot. As long as you have that, the rest doesn't really matter, but it's really helpful if you can put at least a level 1 or level 2 precise gem into it, because that will give you some extra range to not only make dealing damage safer, but to help you deal more damage at an effective range, which is absolutely amazing. The speed eating and stun resistance doesn't really matter on this. Okay, now, have you taken a screenshot of all this? Let's go through it together. Okay, the most important thing here is that you are going to need the Rebel Stopper. That is from the Seregios. It is the Seregios Light Bowgun. It has Spread Shot level 3, which is pretty darn stunning, and it will deal plenty of damage thanks to this, okay? So make sure you use and abuse this. Next, you are going to need the G Fulgur Helm B, the G Fulgur Mail B, Rey Sand Braces Y, Rey Sand Coil Y, Duna Wild Greaves Y, and of course the Golden Age Charm I showed you, along with a Mending Mantle. In terms of your jewels, okay, you will need a critical jewel 3 and 2 into your Rebel Stopper, along with a precise jewel 1. If you cannot get a precise jewel into your charm, then you will have to put a precise jewel 2 and a critical jewel 1. This will slightly lower your damage, but you need at least precise 2, all right, in order to have the freedom to deal damage without having to sacrifice, you know, by going like literally right up close to the monster's face. The I can't even pronounce that. The Claire gun, you can't use that, okay? So it's just there as a secondary, but you won't be using it in this build. The G Fulgur Helm has an Evasion Jewel. The Fulgur Mail has the Jumping Jewel, Medicine Jewel, Defense Jewel, Y Medicine Jewel. Honestly, if you take a hit in this build, you are going to be hurting, so the Medicine Jewel just helps you recover a little more. If you want to, though, you can replace that with another Defense Jewel, and you will be perfectly fine. Assuming that you've got as many Defense Jewels as I have in this, another Defense Jewel will help. Otherwise, keep the Medicine Jewel in there. For the Rey Sand Braces, make sure you've got Throttle and Chain. And for your Duna Wild Greaves, you want to have Throttle and 2 defense jewels in there. For your charm, if you can get extra jewels in there, that's good. If you can't, that's completely fine. At least precise in there would be really, really good. All right. Now that you understand everything, what makes this build so special? Okay, there is one thing, and I hope you've taken the screenshots that you need, but there's one thing that makes this build very special, the blade scale loading. When you narrowly evade a monster's attack while your weapon is drawn, it will grant you specially loaded ammo or applied coatings. In this case, you will get specially loaded ammo, which does a ton of extra damage. In addition to this, you also have evading reload. Evading reload is beautiful because evading will load the current selected ammo automatically, okay? That is what you want, and that is what makes this so darn good. Spread ammo magazine, fire mod. Sorry, you can actually just use any of these, really. Elemental Boost magazine is pretty good, but realistically, if you want to, with this particular build, you can load in the Rapid Fire mod. This just actually helps you do this a little bit faster, all right? It helps you build that up a little bit faster because you're not actually going to use elemental stuff for this unless you really want to, but again, it's not necessary, all right? So now that you understand the build, let's actually go in and use it so that you can see it in action, all right? There's no point in me just talking. Okay. Do we have any good hunts that I can complete in a reasonable amount of time on a video? Okay, Tempered Arc Bell, perfect. All right. And we'll even use the support hunters there because that makes it more realistic. Okay. Here we go. I'm only putting on the lucky voucher to corner myself. Make sure I don't fail this. All right. Now, you are going to have to utilize some skill with this. It's not just go in and absolutely dominate. There is a learning curve to it. But if you learn how to play this properly, and again, if you need a link to my stream where I played this the entire stream, please feel free to let me know. I'll provide it for you. Okay. Here's what you're going to do. When you go in, you will select your spread ammo and you'll literally never change from this. Okay. There's the arc belt. Yeah, thanks, Fabius. Okay, so when you fire, you're effectively using a shotgun, and all you want to do is dodge to reload. Alright, you might take a hit or two, but that's completely fine. If you do, put on your mending mantle. Alright, but the main important thing is you want to try and perfectly dodge attacks. Alright, the more you perfectly dodge attacks, the better. Now, I'm not very good with this, alright? I accidentally changed my gun. Whoops, sorry about that. That's my bad. There we go. Okay, with the blade scale ammo, you can just shotgun. You just literally shotgun the enemy. Alright? I rarely, if ever, use chasers, but they can also be very helpful. Now, you need clear line of sight of the target, but when the target is about to attack you, try and roll without actually... try and roll, okay, while not aiming at the target, because this will help you out. So this is how I literally just reload my gun. Alright, and I get the blade scale loading, and off I go again. Do you see how easy it is to deal damage? Like, you can just do this. You can just do shenanigans like this. You reload by evading, and thanks to G Fulgur, you can still keep up maximum might while doing this. Alright. So just prepare yourself and load accordingly. Alright. Once you run out of stuff, that's okay. There you go. As long as you perfectly evade, you get the benefit of the blade scale stuff, and that just helps you out so much. Do you see the range that I'm able to do this in? It's a shotgun, but it's got a good bit of range, and that actually makes this a lot more fun to play. Yep, there we go. Perfect evasion right there. So, like I said, I only have an average level of skill with this. So I'm far from one of those pro players that has mastered every single aspect of this game. But even I can see the value and the benefit in this. Like, it's just dealing massive amounts of damage while, you know, allowing me to just flexibly move around. That's what I like so much about it. So when my brother made this build, I was like, okay, this is going to be dope. And if it's good, you know, I'm going to share it with everybody. And lo and behold, it was dope. I played it. It was dope. And so I'm here sharing it with all of you. You see, stop aiming when you need to evade, and your evade will go better. That's what the Evade Extender 3 is for. Alright, there we go. Now, unfortunately, sometimes you will have to actually heal. Like I said, I'm not a super skilled player. I'm not a pro. I'm just an average guy that really likes this game. Okay, I'm your average homeboy. Sorry. This hunt would finish a lot sooner if I was an actual pro that could perfectly dodge everything, but I'm not. So, my apologies. It's gonna take a normal duration, but I didn't want to be inauthentic with this. Okay, once you've got your rapid fire shots, you can actually just take advantage of that. Now, you won't do the reload when you first do the jump, so just be aware. Alright. Just be careful of when you actually shoot, how you close the distance. Like I said, if a player of average skill level can do this, then that's pretty awesome. Ow. But a pro would be able to do even better. That's what makes this build so great. Like, I can't wait to see some of y'all just absolutely rip and tear with this thing. Now this is where the fun begins. When you don't have your magazine ready, alright, you can sort of just, as long as you're within range, or if somebody else is distracting the monster, you can do this thing whereby... Ooh, that wasn't very good. Sorry about that. But you can do this thing where you just like sort of duck and keep reloading, which is really, really awesome. I've done it several times on my live stream, but you probably haven't seen me do it here because, well, this is a really tight area, to be honest with you. But essentially, you can just reload after every shot, like that. Just sort of shuffle back and front. You won't lose maximum might thanks to the G Fulgur. And yeah, the amount of damage you can put out is seriously insane.
Put me down that easily.
If you're wondering why I'm healing with just potions instead of mega potions, it's my style. I don't like to waste mega potions if I don't have to. I'm also not really using any like demon drugs or anything, because I could, but I wanted to show you guys a more authentic picture, I guess. Okay, it's leaving. Moving to the next area, so follow along. Grabbing the weekly lychee for food. I'm actually doing this video like super late at night. It's actually like 4 a.m., but I still wanted to do this video because I knew I would have to show it to you guys, and I'm just excited about this. Just because it changed the way that I hunt. Like, I love other weapons, but the Light Bowgun just never felt good for me. At least until I played this. When somebody mounts, enjoy. This is where you should deal your maximum damage. Alright. You can load in your magazine if you want. Might not seem like much extra, but this is the perfect time to be opening up wounds.
Hear my horns roar. Echo bubble out.
Then, with all the wounds opened, that was my bad.
Can't put me down that easily.
There we go. Oof. But thanks to Precise, as you can see, you do have some range on this. So although it's not perfect, it's far from perfect, you actually have quite a bit of range on this. Alright, so you're not completely locked in, like in close range while doing this. Now, again, when you dodge, you don't want to be dodging while aiming. That's actually pretty important because if you do, you get less range on your dodge, which means that this is less viable. Okay, let's load the magazine in. One bit of advice as well is that if you find that you get yourself caught out, like me, a lot with the chaser shots and you end up wasting a lot of time healing, don't do the chaser shots then. Just focus on shooting normally. This advice is directly from my bro. I don't listen because, you know, like I said, part of being that average skill player is that meh. I'm gonna just button mash, you know? But like I said, a more skilled player will definitely be able to do way better than me. But it honestly struck me as crazy how good it felt actually using this weapon. At least after all the other weapons that I've tried, like, this one just felt so much more fun to play. Like, I felt like I was just literally shotgunning the enemies. It felt like a little bit of Doom Eternal right there. So it was a good feeling.
That's a wrap. How do you feel?
Like I said, the damage that you're actually capable of pumping out with this is pretty nuts.
Precision is impressive. It's over. No, be careless.
What really sold me on this was, as you can see, like, if you get a good section of time where you can just absolutely bust out round after round after round, you deal so much damage. This is what really made this great for me. I normally take quite a while to hunt all these creatures because if I take one hit, I have to sit around and heal. But for some reason, like, I find that when I'm in that mindset that I have to blow these spread shot loads on the enemy, you know, I have the mentality that, okay, I gotta try my best to at least not get hit. So although I'm only of average skill level, I can do my best, and I can actually, like, feel like, you know, I can actually feel like a strong member of the team rather than just a burden that gets carried, you know? Like, that's what sold me on this, because it's so easy to use. Doesn't require any of that Archean stuff, so I don't even have to worry about the rolls on my Archean being perfect. And it just feels good. So if you enjoy the Light Bowgun, this might be something for you. I can't say it will go well for absolutely everybody, but it's certainly something that goes well for me. Let's put the healing mantle back on so I don't absolutely die. I should probably have punished him there.
Right up. Looking sharp.
As you can see, my dodge timings are still pretty ass, but if you get good with them, then this will work out real well for you. If I have a moment, then I will try and use chaser shots. But anyway, all of you skilled pros will probably do this way faster than I can with this build. Whew. Got blown up there. Luckily, I got the last little bit of my healing mantle to
Can't
save
put
me.
me down that easily.
Oh. Well, there we go. It died. Now, if you're hunting with your friends instead of support hunters, and of course, if you're better at dodging than I am, you could probably shave like a good 5 minutes off that. I mean, you saw how many hits I took. But even a 9-star hunt just feels so easy with this thing. And I like it. I like it. So if any of you are struggling or you're just average skill level and you want to play the light bowgun, give this build a serious try. It is pretty darn solid. All right. Y'all have fun. Y'all have a good time. And I'll see you on the next one. If you like my videos, by the way, don't forget to like. All right. Hitting the like button helps me for free. I mean, you can send super thanks as well by hitting the 3 dots and sending a super thanks, but that's up to you if you want to do that. Okay. Thank you very much. Catch you on the next one. Don't do anything weird while I'm gone. See you later.